Hey everybody, thanks so much for joining us this week. We recently had a Q&A, and one of the questions in that Q&A related to some things to do in Tennessee, specifically East Tennessee or the Knoxville area. So Michael jotted down a few ideas. She actually has several ideas we're going to be talking about today.
I think one of our most asked questions is what to do in the area when we're traveling. So I hope you enjoy this. It's some of our favorite spots. I have 3 locations: the Pigeon Forge Sevierville area, which is very touristy. It's about an hour from where we live. The Knoxville area, which is where we travel to a lot with nieces and nephews. And then the Norris area, which is where we live. For the closest to home, we have Norris Dam State Park, which is completely free. There's an east and west overlook. When you go there, there are walking trails. One of our favorite walking trails is the Songbird Trail. It's a 2-mile loop by the river. There are playgrounds on both sides of the dam itself, so lots of places for kids to get energy out, great places for picnics. Just below the dam, there is an old grist mill and a threshing barn, so it's a fun place. We had a lot of picnics there for Mother's Day growing up.
And this dam is very cool. You can actually drive across it. And I always love going by that area. You never know what you're going to see. Oftentimes there's like wild deer and so forth. I was actually taking a path along the river just below the dam recently, and there was a lot of things in nature I had seen around here. We've lived here for 5 years now, 5+. But this particular trip this summer, I started seeing wildlife I hadn't seen before. It was just like golden hour, prime time for them to be feeding, I guess. But was walking along and saw some wild otters in the river, some beaver. A muskrat was in there too. He joined the group. But you just never know what you're going to see, but there's a lot of great trails in that area as well.
It also has RV parks and campgrounds, so if you travel with your campers, it's a great place to stay. That's pretty reasonable. Next is the Museum of Appalachia, and this is a Smithsonian museum just down the street from us, and we love it. They also have a restaurant from 10 to 2 every day where they do home-cooked foods. You can go online and see what their menu is, or you can call. They usually have a meat dish, and then they have 15 or 20 sides. Pinto beans, fried okra, just a lot of good southern food, turnip greens, and you can choose your meat side. It's a fun little atmosphere. So eating there is the restaurant, but if you choose to tour the museum, it is $20 for adults and $10 for children. It has a lot of antique historic cabins.
For any history lovers out there, it is really neat just seeing all this stuff that they've collected specifically from the Appalachian region.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just a fun place. They have some of the cottages set up how they would have been with the beds and the fire pits, and they have the old smokehouses. So it's just a really fun educational place to go. A lot of fun. In the summer they have events you can find on their website where they have sheep shearing and just other things that would happen in the olden day that's fun to learn about. Next up is Cove Lake State Park, and it is also a free state park. It's just, there's not even parking fees. It's really fun. It has 2 or 3 playgrounds, multiple trails. It is on the lake. You can bike around the lake, you can walk around the lake, and there's a couple trails up in the mountains there. So it's a good little picnic spot too.
One of those trails leads up to a waterfall, which is really pretty. It's kind of hard to find, but it's back there.
Yes, that's fun. Next up is Norris Lake, which is one of our personal favorite places in all of the world to go.
Happy place.
It's great for kayaking, for canoeing, for boarding. It's an all-around fun place. There's
swimming. It stays warm
stays
for a
while.
lot longer, especially in comparison to the Michigan lakes, which are very cold most of the year.
It's a big lake, so if you go out, you can usually find a private spot if you want to be alone. There's a lot of skiing and tubing. So just a super fun lake. There's 2 marinas. There's the Norris Dam Marina and the Sugar Grove Marina. Both of those rent pontoon boats from around $200 to $500 for the day, depending on the season. And they come with slides and I don't know all the things they come with, but they're super fun to rent out for the day if that's in your budget. And then the final one for our local area is the Oak Ridge Museum of Science and Energy. And I loved this museum as a child. I know it's changed a lot since I was a kid, but there's just a lot of interactive things there for kids to understand about science and energy and industry. It's a smaller museum, but it does take a couple hours to go through, and it's just a fun activity if you're here on a rainy day. And children and students with an ID are $5 and adults are $10. So it's a very reasonable museum to hang out at. And if you happen to be in the area for the weekend, a lot of people message and ask for church recommendations, and my dad pastors in this area. So Bible Baptist Church of East Tennessee is really close to all of these places that we just listed. Ready for Knoxville?
Let's jump into Knoxville.
Okay, there's a lot to do in Knoxville, and I feel like I've learned a lot more about Knoxville the older I've gotten. They've really done a lot to redo it in the past few years. Downtown Market Square is a super fun place, downtown Knoxville. Growing up, we didn't go there often, and I don't think it was quite as safe and as beautiful, but they've redone so much. They have a farmer's market there every Saturday morning through the summer, and so they close off the streets and you can buy fresh fruits and vegetables, so that's super fun. And then also downtown Market Square, they're just a few of our favorite places that we like to stop in when we go. There's the Phoenix Pharmacy, and it's got an old-timey soda fountain and just like your antique-y atmosphere that you would look at. So it's super fun to just pick your drink flavor and get a soda.
It's a really fun environment. They got like bar stools up there, and you can get like your bowl of ice cream or a shake or the old-fashioned soda fountain, like she was saying. It's just a really fun environment. We like going in there.
It's fun. Their hours are Tuesday through Saturday, and they are open afternoon to evening. I think they open around 2 o'clock, and then they're open until 11. But they are closed both Sunday and Monday. Next, we love to go to Cruise Farms. It's been a super fun place. I love their lavender honey ice cream. They have mostly soft serve ice cream, or all soft serve ice cream.
I think so. Yeah.
And they have fresh local milk. They have their own dairy, and my second favorite thing they have is called coffee milk. I had never had it anywhere except for here, and it's similar in texture to chocolate milk, but it's got espresso in it, so it's cold and refreshing, and
coffee.
It is a highlight for me. So those are my two favorites. It's a fun little atmosphere inside of there. Another super fun place on Market Square is the Mast General Store, and they have the old-timey barrels of candy and just different fun options. They have individual jelly bellies that you can get by different weight measurements, and just old fun toys that are nostalgic to look at. And
yeah, it is a fun environment when you go inside and you just see, you know, the several barrels of candy, which, I mean, you know, you can't get too much of that.
No.
But it is fun to look at, and you know, buy a little bit too. But just the environment's really fun and old fashioned. I went in there with my sister, and there was this one display with some kitchen items, and there was a hand towel there. And what did it say? It said, "Crazy chickens make scrambled eggs," I think is what it said. But a really fun environment. It was a fun place to go.
It's fun. And with being able to buy candy by the pound or the weight measurements, it's a nice place if you want to take little treats home to the family, but you don't want to spend a fortune on souvenirs. So just there's saltwater taffy and stuff that's made locally that makes a nice gift. There are half a dozen coffee shops. Mahalo is one of my favorite coffee shops. And then there's also Ham and Goodies. And I've never had their sandwiches, but I love to go in for their lemon cookies. That is
They are good.
They're a little pricey, but they're incredible. So they're probably my favorite cookie ever, and they're downtown Market Square as well. Then right next to Market Square, just a few blocks away, is the Sun Sphere. And if you've ever seen pictures of downtown Knoxville, it's the iconic golden globe that's in all of the photos, and their touring deck is open again. It's only $5, and you can go up on the touring deck. You get a 30-minute slot, and I think I wrote their hours down. They're open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., but they're closed every day from 1:30 to 2:30 for lunch. But it's just a super fun. You can grab your tickets online or down at the base. Just go up and spend time looking around. You can see Neyland Stadium, the football field, and you can see the basketball arena. So just really cool to overlook the Tennessee River and some of the iconic Tennessee locations.
It's a super cool place to visit because you get a 360 of the city of Knoxville. It's windows all the way around the outside wall, so you can go completely around, see all that, see the mountains in the distance. And it's not super expensive, so that's always nice, but I always enjoy getting to go there.
Next up in Knoxville is another free one, and it is the IM's Nature Center and Boardwalk. And it is just, it's a beautiful boardwalk that goes along the river. It's the board plank, so it's handicap accessible, and you can take strollers with you. So it's a very fun family activity. They also have a lot of hikes there, and they have some rescue animals that they're rehabilitating to put back in the wild. So it's kind of fun if you see an owl there or something that they're helping. It's just a neat experience. They do often have work on the plank, so if you look at the website, it will let you know if there's portions closed off if you are handicapped and need to know those accessibility changes. Parking is $5 for that, but the trails and the boardwalk and all of that is free. Another one that's really pretty that we actually went and took pictures for our 5th anniversary is the Knoxville Botanical Gardens. And different seasons have different flowers. They have walking trails through it. I want to say it's 40 or 45 acres. And they have some gorgeous rose bushes and swings. And it's a nice little spot if you just want to spend an evening or grab food to go and sit on a park bench and eat together. It's a nice date spot. The last two are a little more for the children. There is the Muse. It is very sensory and interactive for children. I would say probably 3rd grade and under would really enjoy it. They have a place for toddlers. And if you're here on a rainy day and you just don't know what to do, it's not super expensive. It looks like it's $12 per person, but you can spend a couple hours there. They have all of the aprons and cooking things for kids to play with and put on, and then they have just different sound things to play with. So it's just a super, kind of like a huge indoor playground, and there's different rooms and books and just places to climb and play. So it's a really fun one for littles. I've been there a couple times with nieces and nephews. My sisters have membership. So it's just a fun indoor spot on a rainy day if you have little people. Last but not least is one of my favorites, which is the zoo. Mm-hmm. I absolutely love the Knoxville Zoo. It's so fun to go to. I love animals and wildlife, but I feel like there's so many things that they've put into our zoo that you kind of have to pay attention or you'll miss them. Like if you just walk the loop and see the animals, it doesn't have any more special animals than other zoos, but they've put in a lot of interactive things for the kids. They have an indoor play place where similar to the Muse, the kids can play. There's tunnels to climb through and toys to get out. There is a new exhibit, the reptile exhibit. And they have a couple interactive computers and things where you can create your own animal, lizard, frog. The kids love this spot. You can name it and it'll jump out and then come up on a big screen where you can see your animal you created moving around with whatever design or pattern you created it with. So the reptiles are fun. They also have a big playground and a sand pit. And then just beyond the playground, they have bird feeding. And that's one of my favorite things. I think it's $2 to get the little feed stick. And they just land on you and they come all around. And that's one of my favorite spots at the zoo.
It's very fun.
The zoo prices are adults are $26.95. It is a bit pricey. And children 3 to 12 are $21.95. They're open every day from 9 to 5. But if you have a zoo membership in your area or an aquarium membership, they have reciprocity with a lot of those and you get a 50% discount. Or if you buy a membership for the Knoxville Zoo, it also offers reciprocity in a lot of other states. So we use ours in just about every state we visit. We look up the zoo and get a discount ticket and check it out.
So that's our Knoxville location ideas, things to do here pretty locally outside of our neighborhood, I guess. Yeah. Getting into Knoxville, but the next place has so many fun options. Pigeon Forge / Gatlinburg, Sphereville area. There's just so much.
It's the most visited national park in America.
It has a lot to offer. There's so many fun things. We don't have an exhaustive list for that location because there's so many things we haven't done. But here's a few things that we have done that we enjoyed. So
these are some of our favorites, and I know at different seasons of life you have different budgets, and depending on how many children you have, there's things that are affordable or not affordable. So I hope this will help just seeing some of the prices to let you know if it's things that will work in your budget. And these are like our top favorite things. My very favorite place in Pigeon Forge is Dollywood. It is very pricey, but it is a super, super fun theme park. My favorite 2 rides are the Barnstormer and the Wild Eagle. And my siblings said I'll love their newest ride, but I have not been on it yet. So I'm super excited to try it out when we go. So a day pass at Dollywood for adults is $92, and for children ages 2 to 9 are $82. They do have some discounts for senior citizens or military, so you can check that out.
And one thing I really like about Dollywood is that it's a very family-friendly environment. I had been to like Cedar Point in Ohio and Six Flags, near Chicago and things, which are all theme parks. But Dollywood, I feel like, is the most family-friendly one of them all. It doesn't just have great rides. They also have a lot of other things that are just fun to visit as well. They have a candle making shop.
I love that shop.
They have a blacksmith area. They've got cinnamon bread. You can go and get a loaf of this. Amazing. It's probably the best.
The line is
bread.
long, but it is so worth it.
It is worth the line. It is delicious bread. So you can blow your own Christmas ornament. They
did that.
Yes, they have a glass blowing shop there. But just really fun. The candles, though. Do you want to mention anything about the candles?
The candles are gorgeous. They actually start out, and then if you request it, like you want to purchase it, you can dip the colors or have them dip it in whichever color patterns you want. And then in front of you, they carve them and then braid it and twist it. If you're getting married, it would make a stunning unity candle. My granddad would take us there before he passed away, and that was one of his favorite shops. So I have super fond memories there. He loved to watch them carve the candles, and yeah, they just have so much to offer. They also have a lot of shows, and then they have gospel singing at different parts through the year, and they also have a lot of restaurants. So it is one of the more pricey options in the area, but it is...
You could easily spend the day there.
Yeah, all day there. It is a very fun-filled place. Next up is just across the street from Dollywood, and it is Parrot Mountain, and it is a very unique place, unlike any other I've been, where you can hold and feed the parrots. You can take pictures with them. They crawl all over you.
And talk to them. They talk back, some of them.
It is super fun. They also host birthday parties, so if you're here for a birthday and plan an afternoon, they have slushies and ice cream, and my nephew Carson had his birthday there. It's a really, really fun spot to go. The prices for that are $34 for adults, and then 2 years old to 10 years old are $23, and they do have unique hours. So check the hours before you go based off of the season because of all of the birds. So just check which season you're in. They're open almost every day of the year, but their hours varied. Next up is the aquarium. You love this one.
Oh, yes.
You want to talk about it?
I love the aquarium in Gatlinburg. They've got whole sections where you can go over the water, kind of over this bridge to see down, but they also have this underwater tunnel that you can go through and see all the sharks and things from underneath, looking up above, and it's quite an experience. Again, we love wildlife. We love being able to watch these things, but getting to see sharks and stingrays and
massive sea turtle.
Right, yeah, just it's another family-friendly environment, but just a very, very unique and cool layout from my perspective. So
they have penguins. They also have a glassed-in area where their restaurant is, where twice a day scuba divers come down, so you can see them come down with the stingrays. So it's just very fun for children. It is a little bit pricey. 12 and up is $40, and 6 to 11 is $25. 2 to 5 is $15, but they do offer homeschool discounts that are very substantial. So I want to say the last time that I took nieces and nephews with their homeschool discount that it was $10 a person. You do have to register for that ahead of time and put in your information for homeschooling, and then you have to bring your ID cards with you, but that helps out a lot if you have a lot of little people. Next to our dinner shows, and there are 2 favorite dinner shows that we've been to. Dolly Parton Stampede, and my favorite is at the Christmas season. They have a live nativity. And the horsemanship is incredible. Watching the horses dance and the Ring of Fire. It's just an all-around fun.
So this is primarily like, it's almost like a Western type show. So there's a lot of horse riding, a lot of things. They also do a lot of fun gigs, you know, in the middle of it that are kind of, you know, humorous and so forth. So the whole family would really enjoy this. We've enjoyed it multiple times.
It's very fun. Their summer show is great too, but their Christmas show with just the live nativity, the live camels, all the animals come out. It's just, it's a really fun dinner show. The prices vary based off of season and time of day, but adult tickets are anywhere from $60 to $80 and children's tickets are anywhere from $35 to $55. So you just kind of have to check and see what season you're there and then what time of day. Most of the time they have 3 shows a day. The prices are almost identical for the next one, which is the Pirate Show.
This is very fun as well.
I've not seen their Christmas show, but my family has said it is tremendous. So we hope to go to the Christmas show, but their traditional show is just, it is wonderful. It is
pirate swashbuckling, you know, diving, the works. It's pretty cool.
Intense swimming. It's just like they do like the high dive, and it is a super, super fun show. And both of these feed you dinner. The food is, I think, excellent. If you do have allergies or gluten intolerant or different things, you can, when you buy your ticket, put those options in. It's just a super fun, engaging evening. The next one is free. It's just one of the little shopping centers that we love in Gatlinburg. So Gatlinburg is beyond Pigeon Forge, and this one is right near the aquarium. There's just a lot of shops that you can walk through, but the Village Shops is the name of the little section that we like to go to. They have a donut shop and they make candy in front of you. If they're making candy, they'll pass out free samples of the taffy while they stretch it. There's a gorgeous art store.
Just art gallery.
Beautiful paintings. There's a sock store with random funny socks just from floor to ceiling. There's handmade soap and stuff. So it's just a fun little place to pop in the shop.
So if you don't want to spend a lot, but you like window shopping, you can still buy stuff too. But this is still a fun environment to, you know, to experience if you're just window shopping.
And then right across the street from that is the Gatlinburg Sky Bridge. It is got a glass center that you have to walk across, and it is a little
That's Michael's
unnerving.
favorite.
It is a little unnerving.
Okay, we are walking on a very cool bridge. It's very long and it goes down very far. That's the view of the mountains. It's very pretty. And love, tell me what we just came up on. What is this?
On the glass part.
The glass part. You like to cross it?
I'm
No?
not gonna look.
You're not gonna look? You see all the way down as you're crossing. It's very, very cool here.
It swings, like it moves while you're on it. And so it is fun to say that I did it, but it also is a little unnerving.
All right, love, what did you think of that?
I don't like the glass at all.
You don't like the glass? From my perspective, right, when you get to this massively long bridge, but having the glass floor right in the middle, you can look down and, you know, see the ground below, straight below your feet, which I think is really neat. But when we went to walk across it, she wasn't very happy to look down while we were crossing it. She was just like, go, 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 get across.
I almost got a nauseous feeling. It just took me a minute to be able to walk across it because it had just been finished and the glass was so clean. It looked bottomless. So it was a really fun experience, but it did take me a little bit of nerve to walk across it.
Taking the ski lift, and this is the view we have off of our ski lift. It is so pretty. The sun just went down, so there's a nice soft light in the sky. And that's Gatlinburg down there, city. Is this fun?
I love this. It's just like our honeymoon.
Yes.
And then there's Cades Cove, which is one of our favorites.
This is a great spot. Free.
This is a free spot, and
No charge.
We go a lot. Pack snacks and pack drinks because it is an 11-mile loop, and if people see animals, they will stop. The speed limit is 15 miles an hour, so it takes a bit to get around it. But if they see animals, you might be in a little bit of a line of traffic, so you want to have something to munch on.
Yeah.
We've never been without seeing wildlife. There's bear, red fox, turkeys, there's deer, a lot of white-tailed deer, bucks, and does.
And the primary attraction here is the black bear that you get to see out in the wild. Oftentimes they're not super close. You have to keep your eye out, but there's been a couple times where they've been right next to the road.
Yeah.
High up in the tree or something like that. So it's really cool to see those when they're close by.
In the springtime, a lot of the moms have cubs, and so that's a super fun experience to see cubs in
kind of April, May.
Yeah,
if you want to see that, go in the springtime.
And then in the fall, you see them out foraging a lot and getting berries and getting ready for winter. So those are your most probable times to see the most of the black bears is the spring and fall. Summer in the heat of the day, you're probably only going to catch them later in the evening or early in the morning. It's got beautiful spots for picnics. There's trails all through it. There's waterfalls, old churches, just really neat places to hang out.
And scenic. You get to see the Smoky Mountains. There's a lot of nice
Beautiful.
Open areas to see the mountains in the background. Really pretty. But
I've been going there since I was like 3 or 4 years old, so I have memories way back into my childhood. So it's one of my favorite spots. But I do mention from May to September, they close down the whole entire park to vehicles on every Wednesday of the month, and it is for bikers and hikers. So if you are a biker or a hiker, you can walk. There's a 5-mile loop, an 8-mile loop, and an 11-mile loop. So there's a lot of options there if you are a very active person. Another free one, as soon as you get into the area of Sevierville Pigeon Forge, is the Smoky Mountain Knife Works. And
you need to check this out if you're in the area. It is a neat place.
It is a wonderful place, and you can spend as short as 30 minutes there or as long as several hours. They just have so much there. They have hundreds of thousands of knives, they have guns and ammunitions, they have swords, they have all kinds of replicas.
We're nearing the end of our list.
2 more. So one of our favorite places, we'd mentioned the villages that's in Gatlinburg, but in Pigeon Forge, which is 12 miles this side of Gatlinburg, there's another little shop spot that we love to go to, and it is called the Old Mill Square. And they have a blacksmith shop and they have a pottery shop, which is super, super cool. Every piece is handmade and hand glazed. They have their kiln inside the store. So it's just fun to walk through and look at people doing things how they would have done it years ago and still do some of the pottery. So it's just a really fun, doesn't cost anything to go in and look. And it's right beside the old mill, which is by the Pigeon River. So there's a little waterfall and the big grist mill. So it's a great photo op spot and you can walk across the bridge, and it's just a fun little, don't want to spend anything, but want to see a lot of cool things spot.
Yeah.
And then for last, I saved our very favorite place, which is also the very most expensive place. So it's not something that we do frequently.
No,
but
we were gifted the last time.
Yes, we were. And it is just amazing. And it is the Inn at Christmas place. We were gifted it, and it was just, it is unbelievable. Every room is decorated for Christmas, and when you go in, they have the little TV screens up with a fireplace, and everything is playing peaceful Christmas music. They have cookies and milk every night. They have a full breakfast bar in the morning where you can get, it comes with your room, like 10 different omelet options and fresh fruit.
So good.
Coffee. They have a ton of options, and then everything is just decorated differently. So each floor has a theme, and they change it up all the time. So one time it'll be decorated on the Grinch or the Polar Express. When we went this last time, we were there near Veterans Day, and an entire floor was dedicated to the veterans. And so every tree and every wreath and everything was done in honor of the veterans. One of my favorite things is their bell tower.
Oh yes.
It on the hour chimes Christmas carols. super fun. They just finished putting in a lazy river. So they have a lazy river outside, and then they have an indoor heated pool and hot tub, workout room, all of those amenities. So
it's really fun when you go to this place because when you walk in the doors, just the environment, the atmosphere is just very, they got the peaceful Christmas music and so forth, but the large Christmas tree, and they had, this past time, they had like a little photo machine where you could take your picture and email or text the picture right to your phone, while you're in the whole lobby there, which was really fun. But the fireplaces and the decorations, and my favorite one from the last time we went was themed on the Christmas Carol. So they had all these, Dickens Village
all the little
pieces
figures
out, and little buildings with figures in them and so forth. But just a really, really fun spot. Year round. We've never actually gone during the Christmas season.
We've only been twice.
Yeah, we've only been twice, and neither one of them were around Christmas, but it was still fun to go and just to enjoy the Christmas environment, and we've thoroughly enjoyed both times we've gone.
They also own a Christmas store right across the street where they have hundreds of thousands of ornaments. So if you want to just stop in that and not stay at the Christmas Inn, they have beautifully decorated and themed trees like they do over in the Christmas Inn in that Christmas shop. So it's a super fun activity. If your budget is not as large, you can just pop in the Christmas store and see have a lot of Christmas feelings.
And it's fun just to look. You don't have to buy anything. It's just a fun place to walk through. You did your list. Good job.
That's a list. I hope this is helpful to somebody. We love Tennessee, and I know as you're planning, sometimes it can be overwhelming, like what do I want to do and what is worth going to. So there's tons and tons of things that you can do, but these are what we personally feel like are the best options that we've enjoyed the most. If you're that close, our church is about 30 minutes away. We go to Valley View Baptist Church. So if you're here on a weekend, that's another church option.
Yeah, we'd be happy for you to join us. And again, this list was not an exhaustive list, so if you visited the area and you've tried things out that we didn't mention, we'd love to hear your recommendations too.
We'll try them next.
Yeah, please let us know. For those of you that haven't visited, or maybe you haven't tried these things when you have, if you're coming back to Tennessee, these are a few things you can check out. And hope you enjoyed this list. And thanks so much for being with us for this time, and we hope to see you next time.